What's going on, folks? This is Acid Root. So I've got an album review here by Petey Plastic, and it's his 2013 album, Don't Do Drugs. So if you don't know who Petey Plastic is, he's kind of low key. He only gets a little bit over 200 monthly plays on Spotify, but he's kind of a more low key musician. And so basically, he's an EDM musician. A few things about him: he started out doing like karaoke and freestyle nights on a website called Stickum, which is stick and then am, stick, Stickam. That's the Stickum website. He was on MySpace, Stickum, websites like that, and he got some compliments and stuff, and people really started messing with his music, and he pursued a solo career, started affiliating with folks like God's Paparazzi, put out a couple singles, one of which was called Starfuckers from 2008, and started amalgamating like a music career and such. And this is one of his earlier albums, and I'm not sure. I want to say he has other ones, but there's just not a lot of information about this guy really around. And he doesn't have his own wiki page. He barely has like a biography, and there's just not a ton of notable information about Petey Plastic. So I wanted to cover this guy. He has a YouTube, has like 6,000 subscribers on YouTube right now. So he does have a couple projects out, but it's not things that kind of feel like widespread to like he did get over 1 million plays. He got over a good couple million plays on Stickum and websites like that, but I kind of feel like the still relative notoriety that he has is not as vast as I would like it to be, and that's kind of the concept. But I'm still going to cover this project and really mess with it because it's going to get a high score just because I liked a lot of stuff about this project. He's similar to Jeffree Star. He's similar to Jeffree Star and Blood on the Dance Floor and God's Paparazzi and those type folks. I would definitely have to say, if you're looking for like a kind of LMFAO and 2011 styled EDM type album, this is definitely your cup of tea just because it's got some crazy songs on here like Miley Cyrus, I'm an Alien, I Fucking Hate You, and like there's another one, but just some of those. I don't really know the singles on this project, so I'm just going to go ahead and list the 9 songs out of 11 that I recommend to you. So I'm going to have to say, which is quite a bit. Like I said, this is a stellar album. So the 9 songs out of 11 I recommend are Smoke So Much, Miley Cyrus, Fuck the Night Away, Live It Up, I Don't Even Have to Try, Bad Bitches, I'm an Alien, I Fucking Hate You, and When I Talk You Listen. So a few of the immediate ones I would have to say, I really feel like Miley Cyrus, I Fucking Hate You, Fuck the Night Away, I'm an Alien, and like there's another one like Live It Up are and Live It Up and When I Talk You Listen are some pretty much jolted and kind of festive kind of nights. I feel like if you're looking for like some real EDM kind of rave night type craziness, I would go for Miley Cyrus. And I feel like I'm an Alien kind of has like that house party type vibe about it. I Fucking Hate You kind of comes off as like a house party type vibe. So I Fucking Hate You kind of comes off as kind of like a brooding kind of. I could see it as like a relationship kind of bickering type song. I mean, it's intended to kind of be antisocial and kind of be like you hate people and that type stuff. I can kind of see it as like a flirty type song and kind of more of a song that you just kind of are, like incensed and that type stuff. But it's a nice kind of emo kind of song for that sort of thing. Definitely works as like a pretty manic club cut. And definitely works as a pretty manic club cut, and I can see it as like a nice kind of EDM type song also. And I feel like I'm an Alien and Fuck the Night Away are like that also. They just really have this really feels like not just like a club album, which it can be. I can see this being played in like EDM, gay nightclubs, and like EDM clubs, gay nightclubs, and raves and that type stuff. But I would also kind of say I could see it in like house party formats too, because this is just kind of the in between, or some of this is not quite meant for. I mean, it can be danceable. It's kind of like a lighter tone to Blood on the Dance Floor. If you like Blood on the Dance Floors type music, it's just kind of like a more kind of dance ready, but kind of more in like a house party sense where you're just near couches and hassocks and widescreen televisions and that type stuff, and just kind of have more red plastic cup more so than shots at the bar type things. So I think that's just kind of the concept. I feel like songs like Bad Bitches, I'm an Alien, I Fucking Hate You, Live It Up, some of these just really kind of come off within that sort of format. But Miley Cyrus and Fuck the Night Away kind of have a lot more But songs like When I Talk You Listen, Fuck the Night Away, and Miley Cyrus kind of have a more night venue type feel towards it. It's just kind of an amalgamation in between. And I also kind of like the Wu Tang type feel of Smoke so much. It's interesting to kind of have Petey Plastic rap on this song, because it did kind of feel like something that a lyricist would kind of do, just kind of make like a smoking song and kind of vibe about it. I like that Petey Plastic is a smoker and does some of these songs, so it's interesting. This one's kind of offhanded. This doesn't really have like a dance or night venue type vibe towards it, but it is a pretty festive song. I do like it. And that basically about takes care of like all the songs I recommend. But I would have to say, like, in terms of talking about the two songs out of 11 that I didn't enjoy, I just felt like Mario Kart and Marijuana was a little bit too gaming sounding. I like the concept and the topic of it. It sounded like a good topic, Mario Kart and Marijuana. I would have to say it just really sounded like a complete like 24/7 obsessed with video games type feel towards it. It's just a little bit over the top in like the gaming side of it, but I did like the concept of the song. I think if it had been toned down a bit, it probably could have been way better. And and then She Follows Me Like Jesus, I didn't really like the production on this song. Pretty much had the worst beat on the whole album. It was just kind of, this was the most outlandish out of the other 10 songs on here besides that, or the other 11 songs on here besides that one. So that's just kind of the concept. I'm going to give this album, me liking 9 out of 11. I'm going to go ahead and give this album either like a 9.75 out of 10 or a 10. I think I'll just go ahead and give it a 10 out of 10 just because the quality of this project is pretty exceptional. I would have liked for there to have been singles and music videos, but I know that Petey Plastic is so low key that it's kind of, I wonder the concept of how that would have happened. There's no guests on here. I would have liked some guests also, but for the most part, the quality of this project really showcases the fact that he only gets like 200 listens a month on Spotify and streaming services, but it still is pretty much a top notch and just top shelf party album. This is something in the same vein as LMFAO, same vein as Breathe Carolina, same vein as like Broken Side and Blood on the Dance Floor and folks like that. I just would have to say this craziness that this guy conveys is pretty over the top and is definitely something that just does not tone it down, does not kick it down a notch. Maybe a Blue Collar song on here would have been nice, something like that, to kind of see what he does when it's not Friday, Saturday, Thursday. But for what it is, I still kind of feel like it's still, this is quality rave music and nightclub music just the whole way through. That's just kind of the concept. It's just this just completely was bewildering that it just kind of came out of nowhere, and this guy is just this good, despite the fact that he really doesn't have that large a following completely. But that's just kind of the beauty in it, is just being able to say that. So it's pretty effective. I mean, maybe some folks could try to throw in some barbs like, oh, well, his lyrics aren't like top shelf lyrics, but who cares? You know, it's kind of similar to Blood on the Dance Floor, God's Paparazzi, some of them, where the lyrics are not bad, they're not mediocre, and they're not average, but they're just kind of, you know, I think if people don't think they jump off the page or 10 out of 10, there's people who complain about it, and I just don't see it. I mean, this guy does have the music put together pretty damn well, so I think easily deserves the 10. The social score, I'll go ahead and give like a 9 out of 10, just because there were no singles. I would have liked a single on here, just I would have liked a single on here, just something to see how this project was promoted and supported, and maybe a guest or two, maybe like PD Plastic has like a buddy or something that he could have thrown on here to really help bolster this project. For what it is, I do like what I got from it. That's kind of the concept there. And in terms of the future, I don't know what PD Plastic has been up to. He's been posting videos to his YouTube and that type stuff, but I wonder as far as like what's going on with the music, because I'll have to look into more of his catalog to see some more of the albums that he I'll have to look more into the catalog of his music to see some more of the stuff that he has, but I am going to cover more of this guy in the future. So